Hello, my name is Celine. I would consider myself an artist. I used to study dance and musical theatre in the UK until suffering a knee injury, which brought me to more of the production side of the arts. So I started writing, producing, and directing original content for the production company I founded in Sweden. Now that I find myself here in Ireland, I want to continue making films. And so I'm working on founding a new production company called Shade 52 Media. Within this company, I mainly write, I direct, edit, and sometimes I even perform. And during quarantine, I was craving writing and creativity so much that I started writing some publications for an online platform called Medium, as well as playing my guitar in my downtime. So, I was born in Oslo, Norway. But when I was 6 years old, I moved to the UK, south of London specifically. Since then, I've lived in Sweden, Portugal, and now here in Ireland. This is actually the 17th time that I've moved in my life. And along my journeys, I've realized that you just have to adapt to new situations and that change is inevitable, so you might as well make the most of it. I just try to surround myself with creative and kind people, and that fills my days with joy, no matter where I am. I think the best thing about being an artist is there's just so many different ways you can express yourself. Through music, through fine art, through production, performance. And what's really incredible is that you can have an idea and a vision, and then over time you can see it become something in the real world, or sometimes it even surprises you by becoming something completely different. And it's just the art of creation that really inspires me. The thing about being an artist is sometimes you have a lot of different ideas or can even start writing something, but because of different setbacks, it just never comes into fruition. And so you can have a great script or a great idea, and then it just lives in a drawer for 3 to 4 to 5 years to indefinitely. And so I've learned, even though this can be really frustrating, that you have to just let go of some ideas to then start with new projects and not be precious about it. My favorite artwork is a collection of anime feature films by the renowned Japanese director and writer Hayao Miyazaki. Through his company Studio Ghibli, he produced famous works such as Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and also other less famous films. And I just love them all. Like, since I was 12 years old, I think, when I first saw one of his films, I was so inspired and I wanted to create films of my own. Not only is the story so complete because he's not bound by having to use real people or real places, but also the art as a full piece, like the painted backgrounds, the orchestral soundtrack. I think all of it is so beautiful, all in individual sections, and then when it's brought into one whole piece of art, as you would say, it just takes my breath away. It's kind of a difficult question. There's so many things that I love, but if I have to choose one thing, it would have to be food. I mean, I love eating food, I love sharing food, and I even love cooking food. I especially love it when I can try food from different cultures. The first time that I tried arepas from South America, I was like, oh my God, how have I gone my whole life without eating this? Now it's a regular part of my recipes, at least once a week. And I love sharing things like that with other people as well, and just seeing how they enjoy it so much, and how food is something that can be unanimously enjoyed, no matter what country, what language, or what culture you have. I really do not love cold showers, especially when it's against your will. Especially when you think, oh, I'm gonna have a nice hot shower now, and then it's just cold. You got the shampoo in your hair already, you've already committed, you have to have that cold shower. You're shivering your way out the shower, everything's still cold, and then you try to dry yourself with the towel, and somehow that is cold and that is wet too. So I would have to say that cold showers is something I really do not love. I mean, a lot of things motivate me, like the support of my family and just the fact that I love creating things. But I think it's particularly special that when you can create something that's so personal to you, and then someone else can see it and relate to it and reach out to you and be like, wow, you know, what you created really touched me, and it's something that I can relate to too. And I think that's what's really beautiful about art. There's been many times when I've been listening to songs or I've been reading a book and I'm like, wow, this person is putting into words or into pictures exactly how I feel. That means that I'm not alone in this emotion. And I think it's incredible that art can just connect us like that. And that's what motivates me to keep creating and also mainly to keep sharing my work. My dream project is called Human Incapabilities, for short, HI. I wrote this a couple of years ago and it essentially started my filmmaking career. It started out as a trilogy of short films, and now I'm thinking, why not turn it into a feature-length film? And I don't even care if it takes another 10 years once I create that project, and it's exactly how I thought it would be when I first started writing it. I think that'll be like full circle, and that'll mean that I've really made my dream of being a filmmaker come true. Artistically, I love the idea of both of them. I love the contrast. But if I had to choose one of them, it would definitely be the flowers. I personally love flowers. I've always been so inspired by the different colors and patterns and designs that are created in nature. And so I'd love to have a photo shoot capturing that. As a photographer, I'm completely fascinated by street photography. Every time I travel alone, I'll always bring my camera. And I love just walking around capturing these moments, especially because I feel that the camera kind of separates you from the real world. You're on the outside looking in, and you get to really observe people and then just capture these little moments that make up our lives. Well, those of you that know us know that me and Lucas are kind of inseparable. He's definitely one of my closest friends, so obviously we enjoy spending time together. But one of the reasons I really enjoy working with Lucas is there's no right or wrong. We're equally as spontaneous and equally have so many different ideas. And so we always come up with crazy different ideas, and we've got so many projects that we're working on now that we can't wait to share with you. The thing about art is it isn't really black and white. It's a full spectrum of color. And so we have a really open-minded approach to our work. As I said previously, there's never a right or a wrong, you know, unless I smile in Lucas's photos. Lucas doesn't like smiling in his photos, but, you know, sometimes you have to compromise. But in all seriousness, we don't really have any clashes when we work. But obviously we're both individuals, so when I see the final photos, some of my favorites aren't the ones that he likes the most. But isn't that what's so great about the arts, that it's such a personal thing? It's difficult to choose a favorite project because they're all so unique and different. But I think one of the most memorable projects that we ever worked on was the second time we were shooting together. We were at UCC, which is University College Cork, here in Ireland, walking around the grounds, taking whatever pictures we could. And just when we thought we'd run out of ideas, a lovely member of staff came, noticed we were taking photos, and invited us to keep shooting inside in the common areas. So we found this lovely room where this blue light was streaming in through the windows. And I think not only the experience was so memorable, but I think the photos that we took in the end were so great as well. The first time that I saw a model lying in a bath filled with white water, I was just blown away that it can be so powerful to only expose your face or parts of your body. So that's something that I really want to work with Lucas, especially that we can throw in different props like butterflies or flowers or paint. So that's one of the upcoming projects that we have, but we have so many. So I guess you're just going to have to wait and see what we'll come up with.